That was on time. Thanks, guys. Where thousands fail and few maintain, standards of truth to some do remain frail. I was born hungry for words. Yes, I was. For such words, I would search every shelf, paperback, and hardcover, waiting with bated breath to uncover a will undone, a song unsung, a story yet to be foretold. But I could not read. As such, my efforts resulted in futility. When time itself wrestles with consequence, few can afford to look sane. So songs of victory to broken chords, master musicians cannot replay. And lullabies are held by stricken mockingbirds whose flights the winds can only delay. Time passed, and my reading skills did not improve, much to my utter dismay. So like a pilgrim, I searched for hope in the pages of Larkin, Brooke, Yeats, Auden, Kipling, Bateman, Shakespeare, Milton, Masefield, Browning, Burns, Houseman, Hopkins, Eliot, Frost, Donne, Tennyson, and Wordsworth. But what is the worth of being able to read when words themselves can remain silent to vocal cords seeking to set them free? After much study, such poetry still sounded like Greek. But persistence in matters of literature led me to the mountaintops of a writer's block, where pages lay unwritten and legacies unembraced by those that fear to employ perception. Though lifeless men seek change when change seeks space to exhale, newness and vision to those who from blindness cannot refrain. So in 1999, I found a gift, a truth that led me to realize with my own eyes that before I could learn how to read, I first had to learn how to feel. Feel with my soul the meaning behind the words that my tongue could not hold. When I found a book, I found a new world. A new world was created, a world where men and truth were one, a world where the end was just the beginning for all men, not just for some. In this world, I discovered that we all have testimonies to share, testimonies withheld by the illiteracy wounds that we bear. So I put my best foot forward and know that at the end of this race, I will be over there. There with all the African greats who wrote and spoke and joked, and for long the chains of impossibility broke. Mazisi Gunene, Zakes Mda, Mafiga Gwala, Eskia Mphahlele, Chinua Achebe, Don Matera, and Dennis Brutus. So whoever told you that literacy was impossible probably had a long nose, because my story is a true reflection that national literacy is a possibility. Thank you. How are you guys? Formal greeting. How's everyone? My name is Nhlanhla Buthelezi. Well, at least that's what I've been told for the past 22 years. I'm a man of faith, so I'll take it as it is. I struggled with the English language until November 1999. My mother's of Malawian lineage, and my father's staunch Zulu, 100% Zulu. And growing up, I was fluent in Zulu, Tswana, and Chichewe. But for some strange reason, I just always hated English class. Every time we had to read, it just became a mission for me. You take a basic English word like circumstance, and it would be something like, sir, come. Sir, come. And my aunt would be like, boy, you're young enough to be talking about coming. Circumstance. And, I realized that the only way I could learn how to read was by identifying what I loved, and I loved poetry. So, I ran to the library and I read your Shakespeare's, but, Shakespeare's works have a funny way of just sounding like physics. It's only when I came back home and I started reading localized material that I started enjoying reading. I started reading Charlotte Webb, Chinua Achebe, and that's when I developed the confidence to continue writing poetry, And for me, it just gets emotional, but black men don't blush, so I'll try my best. My dream has always been to be a poet. And so far, I've participated in about 12 poetry slam competitions nationwide, of which I've won all 12. Thanks. And, when I look back in retrospect, I don't know how I got the confidence to be competing with men who seriously look intimidating. A man who looks like a poet 16 blocks away. And I'm there, I'm short, I'm in my spectacles, with my little baby face. But I learned that, when you're confident about who you are, you can just get on your stage because truly the world is just interested in your story. They don't want another Shakespeare, they don't want another William Blake, they just want a Buthelezi who can tell them something that's worthwhile listening to. So my only problem is that there are so many other young black people like myself who grew up in the township, and they face this challenge of illiteracy. And one of the things that kind of aids to the challenge is that when you look at libraries, especially in the townships, the content that's there is very much Euro-Western. Now, when you have a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old Tswana boy, or girl for that matter, who's reading about the exploits of Robin Hood in the shires of England, they can't relate to that. They cannot touch it, they cannot see it, they cannot embrace it. But the moment you give them content that by the time they wake up tomorrow they can see, they can touch, they can critique, they can laugh at, somehow that love for reading, becomes a possibility. So I don't know for how long I'll remain as the number one slam poet in Joburg. The competition is really tough, I should say. But I really hope and pray to the heavens and Zeus himself that I just hold that title for 20 more years or so, It's been a long way coming, and I'm enjoying it. I'm meeting new people, different stories, different cultures, and I just wanted to say that I truly believe I can put my head on the block for this. National literacy is possible. Whoever said it's not, whoever said it's impossible, I don't know, probably is related to Pinocchio. I know that it can happen. The only thing that we need to do is just, by all means, find stories that young children can relate to. Find experiences that they can, experience and live. And the moment we do that, I just think we'll be able to reach our destination. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks.